What if DOC never got into that car accident? What if Ice Cube didn't leave NWA? What if the game never leaves G Unit? What if Teddy Riley never moves to Virginia? What if we got that J. Cole and Kendrick album? What if the RZA would have never had that flood? How would the hip hop world sound today? Welcome to Hip Hop What Ifs, the podcast where we dive into the biggest what could have beens in hip hop history. From iconic album delays to game-changing partnerships that never happened, we reimagine the culture we love and explore its alternative paths. And you are now at Hip Hop What Ifs.
The intro for B, like it was something about that music that just hit my spirit in a different way. I was like, man, this should be the intro. Cause I want to come into this album like, come on, people, we here. Kanye did what he did with the sample, but he also had some ideas, and I had some ideas. I wanted an intro to the song, and that intro became this incredible musician by the name of Derek Hodge. I told him what B was about, and he just created that intro, like that boom, 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 boom. And then, he was like, man, we need somebody on keys that's going. So I reached out to James Poison, and he added all these other elements. I wrote the rap to it, and I remember at one point, some of the people from the label were like, y'all, you need to make that into a whole song. That's just such a beautiful. I was like, man, it is the way it is. It felt like art. It felt like we expressed ourselves in that artistic way.
Welcome back to Hip Hop What Ifs, the show where we discuss everything in the hip hop in a what if fashion, just like the Marvel TV show. What if? How you been doing, my brother Kyle?
Man, good to be back in the building, man. What's going on? What's cracking?
Good, man. I gotta come on one of your movie shows, man. Where you be giving like the four movies. And like, which one you got?
Right.
And you almost had the one girl turn over the table. I saw on
man,
YouTube.
Listen, we had a good time
about
talking
Color Purple.
Yeah, because I've never seen The Color Purple in its entirety, and I probably won't ever will.
So,
and you can't take my black card because I'm not into intentional sadness.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, man. Like I'll watch it maybe because I've seen it already and it's fine. But when I have somebody watch, it's like what was the movie where you had to show somebody the tape or whatever? It came out like in the beginning when I was in college.
I know college for me.
Where it was a tape and it was like a woman with the long hair, not the darkness. It was something like that. Remember, you had to show somebody else. What was it?
Was it like a horror movie or something?
It was a horror movie, yeah.
Or like a spoof or something?
No, but people spoofed it a lot after that.
Okay. I'm thinking
remember, Scary Movie spoofed it after that.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm thinking about the Wayans.
Yeah, no. Oh man, but it's one of those things. Like, man, I don't need if you haven't seen the tape already.
Yeah, I mean,
like, I don't need you to necessarily see.
I know all the scenes. I know you told Harpo to kill me. I know all of that stuff, but I'm never watching The Color Purple. Shout out to Alice Walker, though. Dope movie. Oprah got her break. Danny Glover. I mean, some heavy hitters in that movie. No.
The Ring.
Okay.
It's The Ring. Okay. That's what I'm thinking about. The Ring. And that was 2002. Yeah, that was The Ring.
So I mean, I get it, but nah, y'all can't take my black card. I'm just never gonna watch that movie, no matter how great you tell me it is.
No. I get it. I mean, even though I would tell you, like I said, you don't have to, though, Kyle. We don't have to, man. Before we jump into our main topic for this episode, have you been seeing? I do want to broach this real quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this discourse around Lupe Fiasco going around?
I have, but I haven't really tapped into it because I think it looks and appears to me that Lupe is looking to get some type of attention or something. Because I think the latest thing
That's what I was wondering. That's what I was wondering. Thinking.
Come on, man. Lupe is not a dumb guy by any stretch of imagination. He's an incredible MC, well-versed, well-read as well. So, and he's somebody who has studied hip-hop even before he got into hip-hop. So for him to make comments like, Nas is okay. I mean, and granted, he's entitled to his opinion, but I think what happens is a lot of times, and we see this all the time on social media, a celebrity or athlete, if somebody will say something, and then sometimes it's so outlandish that, you know, content creators run and they go make content off of what they said. I've seen at least 3 videos on YouTube today that I didn't click on, but I saw the thumbnails about, you know, Lupe's comments about Nas as an MC. And, you know, he said some other things over the last couple of weeks. And so, I just, he's entitled to his opinion. That's about all I can say. I mean, it's almost like how we've seen, and you know, somebody we talked about on this podcast, Dame Dash. Dame is clearly doing interviews for money at this point. I mean, we could tell that. I'm not saying he broke, but he's clearly doing money for it.
Clearly
doing interviews for money. And you know, coming out talking about Jay-Z and, you know, the back and forth and Jay-Z breaths. I mean, like, come on, man. What does that got to do with anything? And what's wild is like Jay-Z is Dame's son's godfather.
I know that's,
and so it's just sad, man. It's funny because I was looking at a video the other day of like an old Jay-Z concert and Dame was right there on stage. So it's, you know, it's still kind of weird these days to see. I mean, not weird because they've been, you know, separated for so long, but these were two guys that got into the game and, you know, they're unfortunately not cool no more.
Yeah, it's and this is the part I dislike about our new media age. I love that we're able to do stuff like this and have these discussions with people, but I dislike the other side, the attention whoredom side of the spectrum, you know. And maybe you know, and let me take a step back. It's always been like that. We always had a Jerry Springer show. We always had Flavor of Love or whatever you want to say on that side of the game. It's always been there, some sensationalism.
Yeah, but you know? I think just now it's just there are more eyes and there's more opportunity for people to quote unquote go viral, and they feel like, okay, if I go viral, I can make X amount of dollars, and no matter what kind of outlandish stuff I say. So it's, you know, I saw it, but I ain't really pay a lot of attention to it. But I'm familiar with what he said. I saw at the very least I saw it in quotations.
Yeah, I saw him, and then even what he was saying about that he knew 100 MCs better than Kendrick Lamar too. Like I was like, okay,
and I guess, you know, maybe
I guess on a certain level, yes, I could see that, but you're almost like, it's like saying like, dude, I know a dude that could hoop better than Jordan. I saw that played at the Wolves Community Center in St. Louis. It probably is, but he didn't make you know. But for me to say that, especially with someone as a counterpart, I think it wouldn't have been outlandish if a critic said that. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that you are in the fraternity saying that. So you're saying that there's other people in this fraternity on this level that are better than him.
And again, you're entitled to your opinion, but I mean, like, I can't, regardless of where you place Kendrick Lamar, I can't think of 100 people that can rap better than him. You know, no matter what I think about Drake or whomever. I mean, could I find 100 people that rap better than Lil Yachty? Probably, you know. And there's no knock, but I mean, I probably could. But and again, I think he's probably somebody who's just looking for some attention, and he's making rounds. From what I can tell, he's been on a couple of podcasts and, you know, that type of thing. So. Oh, and by the way, this match is over, dog.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw it. I told you that, though. I told you that.
Scored again, and it was so easy. So
yeah, that's what I said. It's just
good try, USA.
Yeah.
Well, you know why they lost, right? You know why they losing?
Oh, Trump. Because of Trump.
Yeah, Trump. Everything he touched, you saw it.
Yeah,
he came to the Knicks game and made the Knicks lose.
Yeah, and the thing is, even outside of that, I mean, the backup was a brother named Haji Wright. That's good too, though. So I'm not saying we would have fell off, but it was going to be another brother that was going to be in the that's playing at a high level in Europe now too. So it wasn't like you needed him.
That's news to me. I didn't hear about him. Okay.
Yeah, Haji Wright, his name. But let's get into our topic.
Yes, sir.
Common, what if he never got with one Kanye West? So to set the table here, Common was professionally known throughout rap as one of the best rappers at that time period. Dropped first album, Can I Borrow a Dollar? Then he dropped Resurgence. Then he dropped Like Water for no. One Day It All Makes Sense.
One Day It All Makes Sense. Yeah.
Then Like Water for Chocolate. Then Electric Circus.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the albums previously before we get to B. Every Common album felt like he was just the step away from like breaking through on like a little bit more mainstream level where everybody would know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like every album, like it'd be a song you'd be like, oh, like for instance, like Water for Chocolate has awesome songs on there, the lights on there, but it's like it's like he hits a ceiling. It feels like on every album where it's one single that blows up and it's like he's stuck. Then he decides to redo a whole bunch of different stuff with Electric Circus, which if you go revisit it again, it's not as bad as we felt like then. I went back and re-listened to it. It's still not as good as the previous albums, but it's not as bad as I remember it before. So Common is kind of in a no man's land between 2002, and when B comes out in 2004, Kanye is blazing and starting in 03. Well, no. He didn't start blazing 01 production wise.
With Jay-Z, Rockefeller.
Jay-Z with Blueprint.
Blueprint, yep.
So Kanye drops College Dropout. He blows up on there. Common drops the crazy verse on Get 'Em High.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's like, hey man, can the two Shot Cats get together? And they do for B. What did you think about Common's career before B? Like, what was your kind of assessment of Common before B?
I was a huge fan, and still am a fan of Common's. I think he was in a place where he was searching, but he was still trending upwards. He hadn't hit the fall off button, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that stood out to me was that rhyme wise, I think he was still getting better and better. One Day It'll All Make Sense probably was the first Common album that I bought. Of course, I heard Can I Borrow $1? But One Day It'll All Make Sense.
Your first one was One Day It'll Make Sense. So you didn't get Resurrection?
No, I didn't buy it. I heard it. Okay. I heard it, but One Day It'll All Make Sense was the first one I bought. Okay. And man, I played that album, man. Oh my gosh, I played the hell out of that album. And it's still to me, it still bumps to this day. And so, I was a fan, and his career is taking off. And like you said, I won't attribute his lack of mainstream success with anything as far as his talent. I think
no, not at all.
Yeah, I think it might have been a record label type thing, because I think, like for me, and I did an episode on this. I think, shout out to the homie, who did I do that episode with?
Did it with Eclectic?
C-Rex. I did with C-Rex, my homie C-Rex. We did an episode talking about B versus Like Water for Chocolate. Personally, I think Like Water for Chocolate is slightly better than B.
I can see that.
From lyrics to the continuity of the album, production, as well as the replayability, and then overall impact. But now B, and that's saying a lot, because B is a phenomenal album. I personally like Water for Chocolate a little bit better, but I play both of them every time I listen to Common. So it's not like I'll choose one over the other. I said all that to say this. I think he was on the way, man. He was really on the way. I think Electric Circus just kind of did him in. And you said you went back and listened to it. Man, that's one of the albums I remember really being disappointed in, because at the time, we were buying music. So yeah, I remember going to the record store and buying that CD, and that CD, I never get it. It was $14.99. I might have had $20 in my pocket.
So, and I bought that. Yeah, no. Those things can really, and it puts bad taste in your mouth back then.
It does.
So people be like, "Oh, it's a bad album. Get over it." Nah, man. When you spend hard,
you can't get it, because you've invested in it. You had to leave your house. You got in your car. You drove to the record store. You put your hard-earned money down. You bought it and you listened to it, and then it wasn't.
And that's why people are very, very. There's people that the albums that you was like, dude, I really don't mess with this album, and there's nothing they can do to get the bad taste out of your mouth.
Nothing. I mean,
and that's Electric Circus for you like that.
Yeah, I've gone back. there's there may be two or three songs on that album that I'll listen to now. That come closer, man. I don't know if it was the song or the video. I hated it. It was just like terrible. But the Prince inspired one, Star 69, I love that joint. That might be the only song on the album I love. And Prince surprisingly actually cleared that sample for him.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. That was crazy that he did. He normally
because Prince he didn't clear a lot of stuff for rappers. But I think that probably had a lot to do with Questlove being involved in it as well, because his closeness with Questlove. But overall, man, I was a fan, and I, much like you, I probably heard in the wind that he was working with Kanye. And Kanye, like you said, at that particular time was hot as Friskies. I probably would say Common probably was lukewarm because he still had some fans, but a lot of us he pissed off with Electric Circus.
Yeah. No. The people don't understand. Electric Circus was a bad feel for, and it's like you lost the mainstream and the
because you had the super producer, the late great Jay Dilla produced Like Water for Chocolate, and then to come back with that, and it's like, oh man, what is it? And Jay Dilla did some production on that, but it wasn't
Pharrell was on it too.
Yeah, it wasn't the production. I just think rhyming wise, he just wasn't there. And so I got wind, much like because we really weren't really on the internet like that, that he was working with Kanye, and I told myself, I said I'll check it out, I'll buy it, but I knew if it was terrible, I wasn't gonna buy another Common album. That my stability with Common was gonna hinge on that album. And I remember I bought the CD and I was playing B. And the intro came on. And when I heard the intro, I was like, yo, what is this? I was like, D, all I wanted to do was roll down the window and be like, yo, he's back.
So you didn't hear the single.
I didn't hear. The only song I heard prior to purchasing the album was The Corner. That was it.
But The Corner, I had a feeling when I heard The Corner when when the beat, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they had a video for it.
And he was rhyming on too. He's like, The Corner. I was like, oh, and it felt like he was hungry.
It felt like he was back. But I wasn't sure because that was the lead single. So sometimes lead singles can fool you.
It'll get you.
So I was like, I don't really, because if I'm not mistaken, Come Closer was the lead single to Electric Circus. I could be wrong. But I heard The Corners, but then when I played the CD for the first time and I heard the intro to B, I was like, yo, he's back. I didn't need to hear the rest of the album, but as I listened to it, I was like, man, this album is cold, top to bottom, no skips. I love it.
Oh no, there's no skips. No, there's no skips on this album.
No, not for me. Both albums for me. There's no. I mean, like I could kind of do without and I mentioned this before. The joint, A Pimp Named Slip Guy. I could deal without that song with MC Lyte. But other than that, it's both. I thought he was flawless, rhyming wise as well as production wise. And Kanye as a producer, I mean, he put his stamp on this one.
Yeah, so it was the album drops. It, like you said, we goes crazy. Common is back. Then I mean, he was able to ride B for so long. He didn't drop another album for 4 years,
and that's crazy. When you
think Find a Forever wasn't bad either. Like he came, Find a Forever was good too.
It was solid. It's a solid album, very solid album.
Now the question is,
never going to do B again though. I think we.
Oh no, it was compact, small, got you in, got you out.
Mm-hmm. Because that album B is only about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. It's not a long album.
It's 10 tracks. It's like 10 tracks. Okay.
Yeah, he like you said, you in and out. It's not a long album at all.
So let's answer the question. If he did not go to Kanye, good music, where would we be looking at Common in the Pantheon? Or where did it help, hurt? I would never say it hurt, but could he have went a different route and still got to where he was to be today?
No, I think because if we're being honest, B is more, while it is a phenomenal body of work and one of the best, I think it's one of the best produced albums that Kanye West has in his discography, including his own, which is saying a lot. But I think if where Common was, because again, Kanye was here, Common was here. I don't think if he does not get with Kanye and make this album, he probably gets dropped from his label, and we're probably done listening to Common, because you kidding. I don't know what the numbers look like for Electric Circus, but on the streets, that album went double nickel. So he wasn't going to survive, even if you thought it was a good album, he wasn't going to survive the perception of what
Electric Circus sold more than One Day It All Makes Sense and Resurrection.
I'm not surprised. I mean, there are people who love that album, but the streets didn't love
it. Yeah, and I could see, but you got to remember also, he's coming off like Water for Chocolate that went gold.
Exactly.
And so it went 792,000. So he's getting residual. That 305,000 is residual off of that like Water for Chocolate.
Mm-hmm. And then you think about it too, like you said, there are fans like me who I bought, One Day It'll All Make Sense. Then I bought like Water for Chocolate. Then I bought Electric Circus. So our generation was a little bit different because, we stay invested in these artists, and we were constantly buying albums sight unseen, unheard, because we knew what type of artists that they were and what kind of content they would put out. It only gets tricky when you give us a dud. Once you give us a dud, then we're like, I don't know. So I think that's kind of like what happened. But to answer your question, no, I don't think his career survives or he lands where he does, because you think about it like this, D. If he does not have this successful album, Common can't then transition into movies, film, TV, all of the stuff that he did outside of music. So the fall off would have happened right then and there, no matter what. I don't know if you could have paired him with another producer and would have gotten the success and the sound that he got on this album.
Because it's a Chicago sound. They're rolling together on it. It was a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
I think that's the best Kanye produced album of all the non-Kanye albums on the Good Music label. Maybe somebody else want to argue with me with like a Pusha T album. It's not messing with that beat. That beat was perfect for Common. It was like, it was almost crafted for his sound, the way he raps, and then he could be hungry on. I mean, like the song Testify, like, dude, like the way that he's like flowing within the, before you read my love away, he's flowing within it. And then like coming punching right back in, like
And I mean, a song like The Food, where they debuted it on Chappelle's show. I mean, like you couldn't, because think about it like this: if he's not with Kanye, he probably doesn't end up on Chappelle. When Chappelle's show at the time was the hottest show on TV. And you get to debut a song off your album on TV, and you with the hottest.
You got to remember, that was just a song at that time.
Exactly.
We didn't even know that was going to be an album.
Exactly.
That's the other thing, y'all.
That was just a song that he performed on.
We thought it was a freestyle on the Chappelle show. Because even the version we get on B is the version from the Chappelle show.
Precisely. The exact same thing. You get the introduction of Dave Chappelle introducing the song. Everything you heard that night on the Chappelle show was on the album. And so like nobody, again, you couldn't pay for that type of promotion. And again, at the time, the Chappelle show was the hottest thing on TV. So Common never makes it there without the strength of Kanye and, subsequently their partnership and then moving forward with, good music and everything. But no, it was, I'm not going to say it would have been over for him had he not gotten with Kanye and made this album, but it would have been close to being over for him.
Whose career would he have had then? Like, I mean, I'm just trying to think of,
it's hard to say because here's the thing. Regardless of whether or not you like Common or not, he can rap.
Yeah, he raps.
He's an MC's MC. He's one of the few mainstream MCs that can actually still freestyle. He's never really been the one to have the big hit record, So some people don't look at him as high as they do others because they'll say, okay, well, you don't have no hits. I mean, The Light is probably you probably say The Light is his biggest hit.
I'm gonna look it up just statistically.
Yeah, The Light. I would guess
think it is though.
I think The Light probably is his biggest hit, And I think, like I said, I don't know necessarily that.
I mean, unless you want to Love of My Life, but that's he's featured on that though. So I guess.
Yeah. So, and that was on a movie soundtrack too. So I mean, like, as far as his albums, I mean, so I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say who he would have been. I just don't think he would have been the Common that we know. Because if you don't make this album and have this sound and feel with Kanye, I don't know what happens with Common. Kanye
still, Light is his biggest song.
Okay, and Kanye's still taking off because Kanye's on Rockefeller. He's doing all of these things, and he's establishing himself as an MC and a super dope hip hop producer. So Kanye's still going to take off. Common, I don't think he makes it. He probably, at the very least, he gets dropped from his label. At the very least.
Because I mean, I think he'd already, because he moved over to Good Music. Was this on Good Music?
I don't think this was on Good Music. You could look it up. I don't think
I'm looking up now. He was on Relativity, I know, for a long time.
Yeah, I don't think I think the songs.
No, this is his first album on Good Music. Yeah,
okay.
So he left Relativity and went to Good. So they might have already dropped him.
So exactly. So he was.
So Electric Circus was on MCA.
Okay.
I think MCA may have melded with Relativity. No, MCA, the Like Water for Chocolate was MCA too.
Okay.
So yeah, the first Relativity one is One Day All Makes Sense, and Resurgence is Relativity too.
And so MCA was, I don't even have to check the timeline. MCA was going through a whole bunch of things. So, anytime you have a struggle with the label, anytime you have people or entities buying, merging together, your artist's gonna get lost in the shuffle. And he already wasn't a household name or anything like that. So
so he was dropped from Relativity after One Day It All Makes Sense.
Wow.
Literally dropped him.
Wow.
Relativity did. And
That's
MCA
crazy.
picked them up for
the two albums.
Those two albums. Yep.
Okay. And
so they was probably believing, and then that Electric Circuit, they was like, no, we're gonna drop you too.
Yeah.
And he probably was sitting there in no man's land, for a while, low key.
And so you go sign with Kanye and Kanye's the Good Music label isn't what we think it is now.
No, he's the first artist on there besides
he's the first artist on Good Music. I don't even know.
And Kanye wasn't even on there because Kanye was on Def Jam / Rockefeller.
And it could be he was the only artist on Good Music at that particular time. Could be.
Let me see real quick.
Because I don't know if Push and
GLC. I forgot GLC was the first rapper he signed.
But that's
so the original cast was GLC, Tony Williams, Common, Consequence, John Legend.
Okay, I'm thinking about Consequence. I think Consequence.
So that's the original Good Music roster in 04.
Yeah. So I mean, again, he still needed that push, to make it happen. And there was no guarantees whatsoever.
Yeah, so that's the original crew right there. But man, that's if you think about it, like you said, his career would have been effectively over because is he able to go get in the movie with what was the film with like Queen Latifah in it?
Just Right.
Just Right. Like can he do that?
No,
if he's not B is not popping.
He's in one of those Master P movies.
Dang. So he's in I Got the Hookup too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's in I Got the Hookup 7.
Dang.
He doesn't make it to the main because he's the lead character in that movie with Queen Latifah. And he's playing basketball. So I mean, like,
and that doesn't come out to 2010. So
exactly.
After B, his first big movie was Smoking Aces in 06, which makes sense.
Yeah,
he played the role of Alicia Keys.
Yeah, there's no way he makes it to Hollywood without any type of success because, as you just said, he would have, in essence, been dropped from 2 labels. So that whatever B was going to have to get him in another stratosphere, put him on another level, or at least put him back in the hearts and minds of the public.
And I'm going to flip you with this question. Did Common also help Good Music blow up as well?
I think so. I think so, because
and then no disrespect those other MCs on there, but I think Common being the first one coming out and him pushing him through made the whole label be looked at as, oh, he got Common back popping,
right? And you know, you don't look at it. You won't look at good music as a homie rap label. You know what I'm saying? Like I got all my homies on and we just over here just messing around. No, it was something that was legit. And so Common, just being the type of person that he is, the type of MC as he is, the same type of businessman that he is, legitimized that. Not to say that Kanye was running something that wasn't legit, but Kanye had his hand in a lot of different pots, because at this point in time, he's the in-house producer for Rockefeller. He's still getting his solo stuff off the ground and he's taking off. And, you know, he's also developing the label. So Kanye, you know, it was to Common's benefit to, you know, jump on the wings, if you will, of Kanye West.
Yeah. I mean, another MC that he saved from Chicago as well is Twista as well.
Oh,
I mean, even though he wasn't on good music, he put him on slow jams, and I believe he's got like 3 or 4 of the joints on his comeback album. What was the name of that album? I think it was called. It wasn't Adrenaline Rush 2. It was Kamikaze.
Yep, that was a good album too.
Really that's a good album. So you got to think he's got Overnight Celebrity on there, which was a crazy song.
Yeah. I think So Sexy was on there too. I think
So Sexy's on there. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
You got the joint that was on the movie Hope. Joint with Faith Evans.
Okay.
Is on here too. He has some joints on here, but and then he put slow jams on here. He wasn't going to not take a chance to throw that on here on his album.
Got to. And I mean, like you said, to your point, it all turned around for Common at that point, because he gets into Hollywood. Now he's doing movies, he's acting, and he wins an Oscar and all. I mean, like all kind of stuff. Everything is, and you know, he still continued to make music going forward, but he's at a place now where he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because Kanye literally. He was Anakin Skywalker. He is Anakin Skywalker in many ways, because he did bring balance to the Force. That period, people understand there was even though we were kind of caught in a bad flux there in the early 2000s, because I mean, hate or love it, you had the Ja Rule 50 style stuff going on. Right. We had a little bit of the I'm trying to think what it was, a little bit of the snap music in there. And Kanye gave you another thing and there was nothing wrong with those styles of music. It's just, it was a balance of like, all these can be on a commercial level.
Yep.
And he was able to push that through because of his popularity and the way people were, you know, looking at him. And then we got him now, you know, whereas it's like,
well, I mean, yeah. And to your point, like, because he wasn't gangster, and he was definitely, he wasn't alternative, but he was an alternative to what we were hearing from 50 and, like you said, Ja Rule and singing on the hooks and all kind of stuff like that. But he was making some dope music. He had these chopped up samples, and he was way ahead of his time as far as production, as far as how he sounded, because he didn't sound like Timbaland. He didn't sound like Swiss. He didn't sound like Dre. You know, he had his own unique style. And again, he got his start as the in-house producer for Rockefeller. So, you know, you was always going to get a beat from Kanye on a Jay-Z tape or a Freeway tape or whomever, or Beanie Siegel. And so he was riding high. And then, you know, he like you said, now, I mean, that's a whole, what he's doing now is just that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah. And it's the funny thing with this is, even for Chicago was even in a rut a little bit for MCs at that time. It brought Chicago back. I don't even know if you get drill music in Chicago if we don't have B, because probably. Chicago's rap came back. So then you got GLC popping again. I mean, again, you got Twista back popping. I don't know if you remember Bumpy J that Kanye was messing with.
Didn't he go to jail?
Yeah, he went to jail. That's what derailed his career. Yeah. He did 10 years and he did a dime, I believe.
But you know what? What's interesting, and I'll ask you this, because I remember Kanye talking about the fact that he had to leave Chicago for him to blow. Do you think there was ever any resentment from Chicago for him leaving, and then he eventually came back? But
I think there's resentment now because he's acting like a dickhead. But like originally, no, because you got to think there's no Lupe Fiasco. Yeah, like all these other things in Chicago do not happen if Common's B does not happen.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
But you don't get Chance the Rapper.
Oh, I forgot about Chance. Yeah, I forgot about He's
Chance
up that
comes out with that
of...
mixtape up I believe 08 or so. That one, that acid rap that everybody loved.
Yeah, Chance would be that next wave of Chicago MCs to come.
And then another one would be people love or hate him. Is what's my guy? He was in the group called Kids in the Hall. Not Kids in the Hall. Well, no, yeah, Kids in the Hall too, though. Knowledge from Kids in the Hall in Chicago. He comes out right after that with the joint that everybody was loving that one year, where they retook the oh man, hold on. I'm finna
every time I think about I don't know why, but every time I think about Chicago rappers, the great Chief Keef comes to mind.
Oh, you don't get Chief Keef either. Chief Keef was on Good Music.
He was?
Remember, he was what's he on? Hold on. Remember the Not Like Us remix had all the people from Good Music on there.
Man, listen, I probably heard maybe 5 Chief Keef songs in my lifetime.
Really?
All of them was banging, but
yeah.
I'm not really up on Chief Keef's music like that.
Okay, so no, acid rap from Chance the Rapper came out some years later, but that's that whole vein of with him. Kids in the Hall is my dude Knowledge. The song was called Wheels Fall Off. 96 to Infinity. They redid 96 to Infinity.
Okay.
If you ever remember hearing that,
for sure.
Kids in the Hall. He's actually a professor now at
wow,
like Harvard or something now.
Wow.
Yeah, like he didn't want to rap no more, and like Knowledge did, and then went to go get his PhD.
Amen.
So he is. He graduated from USC Northwestern with his PhD in media.
Okay.
And then now he is. He's at Harvard as an assistant professor.
Wow. Whoever thought that hip hop would take it this far?
Yeah, but it's like all these artists like him, and like I said, Kids in the Hall. Kids These Days is the group I'm thinking about.
Okay.
That's the one that has when I tell you his name, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know, dude, because he's basically in that Chance era of Chicago rap. Why can I not remember this brother's name right now? Vic Mensa.
Oh yeah.
Vic Mensa comes out then.
I like Vic.
Yeah. So you gotta think B is rebirthing Chicago on this bigger stage, because before Love It or Hate It, Chicago was more known for the fast double time a lot of times. In a lot of ways. You had your Crucial Conflicts, your psychodramas, your Speed Not Mobsters, Twister, Crucial Conflict, Do or Die. Those were the kind of things. But Common was the outsider. Common, and it was another rapper you'll check out. He battles Supernatural in like the first one of the first battle rap, MC Juice. He battles Supernatural, I believe, in the first ever, whatever that is, that big freestyle conference they used to do in the early 90s. I believe MC Juice lost to Supernatural in the first one.
Okay, shout out Supernat.
Yeah. No, MC Juice lost to Eminem in 97 at the Scribble Jam battle. That's it, 97. So yeah, that was it. It was in Cincinnati. Okay, so yeah, but it's but like you had Chicago always had good MCs and things like that, but Common was able to bring that balance to the side of what other side of raps it was for Chicago at that time. And like I said, Chicago may not be the same if it wasn't for B not popping.
You can make a case. You can easily make a case that it was all because of that album and the success of it, for sure.
And Kanye getting more confidence, within his production, because that is the first full-length production album he's taken care of. He's got spot stuff here and there, but where he is, I have this whole thing is mine. That's his first one.
Because even with like Water for Chocolate, most of the production is done by Jay Dilla, but Primo's got a track on there. Mm-hmm. And I think there's maybe one or two other producers just off the top of my head. But yeah, B that's just him. I think Jay Dilla's got the last track, but it's all Common. All Kanye outside of that.
The one way he could have did the clean sweep is if he would have helped the Brat come back.
Yeah, but by that time, the Brat she had moved down south.
Yeah,
she was in Atlanta.
I mean, she's Chicago and she represents the side, the West Side. But I don't know if she's
rapping that back then. I mean, I know she had that album because I bought that, and that album was not good. Oh,
which one? Functified?
No. The one with What Do You Like with Tyrese on it.
Oh no, yeah, that was when they was trying to make her sexy,
bruh, and that they fooled me. Cause she was sexy in the video. Yeah, I always thought Brad was real cute. But yeah, she was sexy in the video. But that album, as far as rapping,
she wasn't rap. She was rapping or not rapping?
No, it was terrible. I threw it out
Unrestricted.
Unrestricted. Yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh, he had two good big singles that had that. That's what I'm looking for on there too. Damn.
And that was it.
Because the first two Brad albums were straight. Functified and another anthem was another tantrum were decent. Well, Functified is a classic.
Yeah. Functified is smoking. But nah,
and then another tantrum was a good joint too.
Yeah, I think by that time I'm not gonna say she was done rapping, but she probably was at the point where she wasn't going to be going all out for rap. So, Kanye was,
and Common's like, dude, I need to do it. I'm trying to rapidy rap. Oh, yeah. I'm going all out. Get me right. Mm-hmm. Or maybe even Common may have been in that place. And it's his beats that actually got him where he felt that he wanted to,
Well, like I said, I don't think rapping was ever his issue. It was just putting the songs together. Because I mean, if it's about the words, he got bars for days. Common will never lack with the ability to rhyme. I think it was just putting the songs together and then trying to come up with a hit. And back then you had to make a hit. These fools scored again. Wow. It's about I think you said something about 5 goals earlier.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I told you.
But I'm sorry that I just glanced. And
yeah, no.
But not Common. That this album B, it wasn't until you said that, but even maybe there's a correlation. Maybe if you don't get B, maybe eventually you don't get Chicago Drill. So that's and maybe you don't get Keef Chief. I don't know.
Hey,
maybe you don't get Chief Keef. I don't know.
I'm interested in wondering what could have been on that side, but I think like Chicago needed that. Chicago needed. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's because Chicago is just the third biggest city in the country. You know what I'm saying? Right. But some of the arguably not as much talent has been able to break through as much as the bigger cities. Those 3 other bigger cities. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing is that Kanye was getting that going. For the city, and it wasn't just for the city; it was overall hip hop. It wasn't just for Chicago.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, I think, as we say, Common would have been a fledgling MC, just kind of trying to figure it out now, huh?
He would have been trying to find his way, and that's tough to do at this stage,
I mean, or does he go back to Dilla real quick? Does he go back to Dilla and see like, hey, Dilla, let's do a whole album, not just punch it in?
Well, he probably could have, but by that time Dilla started getting sick. As many of you know, Dilla passed away from lupus, and he was only excuse me, he's only 32 years old, and actually Dilla lived with Common in LA together.
That's right.
So Common, they were working on some things, and Dilla's still trying to get his the Donuts album together. And so, and I've heard him talk about it, like that period, set him back because he just literally watched, and they were close friends. It literally watched, one of his close friends just wilt away and pass away.
Yeah, they said I've forgotten that documentary talked about that. He lived together for 2 years.
Yeah. So, so if Dilla had lived, and we talked about that on the Dilla episode, if Dilla had lived, I could have definitely seen him getting back in the studio and making another album. But I think all of that stuff coincided with his, untimely passing. So I don't know.
I guess, dude. So I'm looking here. Comment says that Dilla picked the Kanye beats for him. Like Kanye sent him a whole bunch of beats, and Dilla picked the beats that you need to jump on that one. You need to jump on. Wow. So he did influence it, even though he was sick.
I mean, I could believe it. I mean, that dude, his timing, his ear, his everything was impeccable. I call him the king of beats for a reason, man. That dude, and they had a great chemistry together too as well. So it would have been dope if that could have happened.
Yeah, it says now I'm commenting to the point because of B and rejuvenate his career with other different things. Now he's a legacy artist. He only got to drop if he don't want to.
Nope.
He's in that legacy category.
He's doing other things. So
basically, B got him into syndication, like a TV show.
No doubt. Had he not gotten B, I mean, like I said, he might. I'm not gonna say he'd be a bum on the side of the street, but he wouldn't be where he is now. That's for sure. And I think Common would probably tell you that too.
All right. Thank you for another episode of Hip Hop What Ifs. Where can people hit you up at Kyle?
Check me out. I got 2 podcasts, the Rap Soul podcast. Just go to the rapsoulpodcast.riverside.com and the 12 Kyle podcast, the 12 Kyle podcast.riverside.com. And that's the number 12 KYLE. And just check that out. Subscribe there. New episodes every Thursday on both platforms.
Yeah, make sure you hit us up on a voicemail, 314-649-3113, or you can email us at hiphopwhatifs@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts, what you think, what ifs would you like to see. We'll see y'all. Peace.
For sure.